Hello, everybody. Once again, my name is Ida. I'm a vice chair of UAE-Croatia Business Club. And I would like to welcome you on behalf of the whole team to our third edition of online Silk Road spotlighted pitches with our Eurasian Balkan Series. Today, we have a couple of very, very interesting speakers and panelists with us. And the focus will be on entering the UAE market, building the business over there, doing a cross-border business together, and then the favorite part, once the business grows, how to scale the business cross borders. We will be having around 1.5 hours of the full program, so we would like to invite you to relax, enjoy, feel free to ask questions in the chat or after the presentations. And that's basically it. Before we start with the official program, I would like to invite Dr. Usama, who is a Chief Operating Officer of Eurasia Gulf, to give a welcome speech. And then I would like to continue with Neven, who is Chairman at the UAE-Croatia Business Club, to follow up. Dr. Usama, the stage is yours.
Yeah. Thank you, Ida. You can hear me, right?
Yes, we hear you.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Dear guests, partners, friends, on behalf of Eurasia Gulf, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this event. We are delighted to bring together distinguished leaders, professionals, members of our community to exchange ideas and to strengthen relationships and explore new opportunities for collaboration. For those people who know Eurasia Gulf, they know that we believe strongly in meaningful connections and open dialogue, as they are the foundation for lasting partnership. We are proud to create a platform where diverse perspectives come together, fostering greater understanding, innovation, and shared growth. In fact, via our 86 events last year and an estimate of 110 events this year in major 8 cities of 6 countries, we are managing to offer great values for our members. Furthermore, our business communities in 6 countries that include thousands of business owners and managers, along with hundreds of thousands of followers, along with around 40 social media channels in different languages. All that is empowering us to assist companies to develop their business in other countries. One more unique marquee asset we have at Eurasia Gulf is the soft landing centers, where we provide 30+ services in different countries of the Gulf or Eurasia. We do that via our service partner members. Again, I sincerely, on behalf of Eurasia Gulf, thank you all, guest speakers, partners, and supporters for joining us and contributing to the success of this gathering. We hope you enjoy the event today, make a valuable connection, and leave inspired by the opportunities that lie ahead. Welcome, and thank you for being part of Eurasia Gulf community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Usama. And then if you would like to take the stage as well.
Thank you, Usama. Thank you, Ido. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. It's really nice to see people connecting from different countries again. When we started these online sessions, the idea was quite simple. We wanted to create a place where people could hear directly from those who are doing business in the UAE, understand what is happening in the market, and hopefully make a few useful connections along the way. And I think today's program does exactly that. We have some very interesting people. We will hear from founders who have built successful businesses here in the Emirates. We will talk about startups and what it really takes to establish and grow a company in the UAE. But we will also look at investment opportunities in some other markets and sectors that I believe will be interesting to everyone. Before we start, I would like to use a few minutes to invite all of you to something that is particularly important. Exactly 1 month from today, on 24th September, we will hold the second edition of Eurasia Balkan Business Forum in Dubai. Last year was our first edition, and I think I can say that it went far beyond what we originally expected. We welcomed more than 200 guests. But what made me especially proud was the Croatian delegation. Around 40 excellent Croatian entrepreneurs and business leaders traveled with us to Dubai, with one very clear purpose: to understand the UAE market better, meet people on the ground, and explore whether there was a real opportunity to expand their businesses here. For me, that was probably the best part of the whole forum, because events are nice, photos and videos are nice, a full room is nice. But in the end, what matters is what happens after people leave the room. Some of those introductions continued, some turned into meetings, some into business discussions. And that is exactly why we decided to do it again. So this year, on 24th September, we are coming back with the second Eurasian Balkan Business Forum, this time at the beautiful Grand Plaza Movenpick Media City Hotel in Dubai. Registrations are already open, so you can register through the UAE-Croatia Business Club website or through EurAsia Gulf. And for companies from Croatia, we are again preparing a business delegation to Dubai. If you are interested in joining us, you can register through the club website or simply contact me or somebody from my team directly. We will be happy to explain how the delegation works and what we are preparing around the forum. The forum itself will bring together entrepreneurs, investors, government and institutional representatives, diplomats and business organizations from the UAE and a much wider international region. This year, we will also give more space to the startup and innovation community, which I think is a natural next step for the forum. But this is 1 month from now. Today, we have a very good program in front of us, so I will not take too much more of your time. I hope you enjoyed the discussion, ask questions, and most importantly, use this opportunity to connect with the people you hear from today. And if there is any speaker or panelist you would like to meet after the event, please feel free to contact us. We are more than happy to make an introduction. That is, after all, one of the main reasons why we are organizing these events. Thank you again for being with us today. I hope you enjoy the next hour and a half, and I also hope to see many of you in person in Dubai on 24 September. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Neven and Dr. Osama, for the great introduction speeches. Now that we've opened the construction of today's call and the conference, I would like us to start building some blocks. That's why I would like to invite Mr. Tornike Yanashvili, who is the CEO of the Block Group, one of Georgia's leading investment and development groups with a portfolio spanning across real estate, hospitality, and the entertainment, the Lucky Three. Block Group recently partnered with Planet Hollywood to develop Georgia's first integrated resort destination in Tbilisi, a landmark deal for the region. He will present us investment opportunities in Georgia, fast-growing hub between Europe and Asia. Mr. Torik, are you with us?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the
Hi and welcome. The stage is yours. Feel free to take over the presentation if you would like. And yes.
Well, thank you. Thank you, first of all, EurAsia Gulf team for this opportunity. It's a pleasure to be here present today. I think it's a wonderful opportunity I have today. A pleasure to present you one of the iconic projects that we are currently developing in Tbilisi, Georgia. Let me share this screen. So, a second.
We see it.
Yes. So the project branded as Central Park Towers is located in the center of Tbilisi on Kazbegi Avenue. It's a 140,000 square meter development in the heart of Tbilisi. It consists of almost 1,200 hotel rooms, and it includes everything that starting from biggest casino, high-end gastronomy, entertainment venue, wellness and spa zones, Harvey Nichols department store, which will be the first department store in the country. So it's a $500 million investment project that was started and launched 2.5 years ago. The construction is structural construction of the project is finished, and we are actively pursuing the development of the interior works at the moment. So you can see the structure. So this project consists of 2 towers that are both 42 floors. In each tower, we have 2 hotels located. One is Radisson Blu at Central Park Towers with 600 rooms, and another one is Planet Hollywood with also 600 rooms in the second tower. The 2 towers are connected with the podium that encompasses on the lower ground floor the Planet Hollywood Casino, Harvey Nichols department store, all the food and beverage offerings, including a lot of famous brands, the biggest spa and wellness center, the biggest event hall for 4,000 people. And then underground, we have 3 car parking floors, which consist of 500 parking spaces. And on the rooftops, we have 4 penthouses and Chotomate restaurant, which is a fine dining restaurant, together with a nightclub and lounge bar. This is some of the visuals of the project. In this project, we had an opportunity to offer different kinds of investment opportunities. This was, first of all, we offered the hotel rooms as an investment product. So each hotel room, this will be either in Radisson Blu or in Planet Hollywood, represents as an investment opportunity. So third-party investors purchase the hotel room already branded, and then we have a contract that is a leaseback basically for 40 years, at least that will be put under the management contract of these brands, either Planet Hollywood or Radisson Blu. And the dividends from the income of the total of the hotel is then distributed to all these owners of the hotel rooms. This is a unique opportunity for this kind of project, especially given that the rooms are operated by the brands. You can see that the tower is divided in 4 different zones, which allows us to have different pricing for each zone. And the hotel owners, what is good is that they can basically become a shareholder in this hotel. So they not just own the actual real estate that is leased back, but their income is also distributed according to the number of shares that each hotel room has in this hotel structure. So the owner doesn't really care how many times his room was rented or at what price it was rented, because basically they become the shareholder in the total hotel. Of course, the income of this is strengthened through the performance because of the infrastructure that is located in this hotel. The same opportunity is in Planet Hollywood. So basically, when we launched Radisson Blu hotel room sales, within first 5 months, we sold more than 90% of the inventory. So it was very successful. Then we had built actually both towers, and it took us about 1.5 years to really negotiate all the terms with Planet Hollywood, because it was the first time that we have engaged in our region a brand from Las Vegas Strip, actually. And we signed with them the contract only beginning of this summer. And we just launched the room sales in Planet Hollywood. And already in the first couple of months, we reached more than 100 units sold, and we continue to do so in the same manner that we did in Radisson Blu, because this is a product that works very well. Also divided in 4 different zones according to the floors, and according to how many square meters each owner buys, they get the number of shares in that hotel tower. And this allows to have actually the scale of the project allows us to have really competitive prices on the rooms, which at the end brings really appealing returns on the investment, which is above 20% in terms of yield. So how it is distributed, here is the model on this website, on this slide. So the total hotel revenue, then is you subtract the operating expenses and subtract the management compensation. And then it's a distributable profit that is distributed throughout all the shareholders, all the owners of the hotel rooms. According to what coefficient you have. So for example, in zone 1, if the owner buys 50 square meter, each square meter equals to 1 coefficient. So you get 50 coefficient. So that's how you get the compensated every year. We have different payment methods, including the full payment, the internal installments of 12 to 18 months, and also balloon schedules, having in mind that the opening is end of 2027, which is next year already. So basically the first full operating year will be 2028 for the project. These are different pricings. So what was the idea of the project? Basically, the idea for the project was to build the first integrate resort, the destination for our region. Tbilisi has a good connectivity in general, because you can see in the 5-hour flight radius, you cover a huge market place, which lacks really the access of this kind of infrastructure and amenities. And we managed to bring 12 international world-class brands under one location in one project that are best in class in their own respective fields. This will be in food and beverage, in hotels, in retail, in spa, in events, casino, whatever it is that integrated resort can offer. The best in class in the world are basically have gathered together in one single project. This creates the unique opportunity for investors, but also unique destination, because this is no longer a local project that is Georgia's project, but it's really an international project that already has gained international attention even before the completion. This was the signing of the Planet Hollywood, where we signed the casino and the hotel. And this, I will share later the presentation, but I will go quickly on all the parts of the project, all the designs that already were completed about the project. So Planet Hollywood Casino is a 4,500 square meter on the lower ground floor. The project was developed by Western architects from Las Vegas that specialize in casino development. This will be the largest casino in Tbilisi, Georgia, with more than 50 tables and 250 slots with bars, restaurants, VIP zones, and different amenities. This will be the first true Las Vegas style casino of this region, of the Caucasus region. That basically also want to clarify that Georgia is a destination for the gaming market in general, because the gaming regulation have existed and casinos have existed in Georgia for more than 25 years already, but nothing of this scale and this magnitude has been created so far. especially that is given the fact that this is part of much larger infrastructure. It's not a standalone casino. It has all this infrastructure and also 1,200 rooms above the building. On the first and second level of the project, we have Harvey Nichols store. This is a luxury department store from London, one of the oldest from 1831. In Harvey Nichols project was developed by Studio 4 from London that specialize in retail architecture and design. Everything's starting. We already have negotiated with the brands that you can see on your screen. So this will be the first time that we'll have all the offerings from basically all the luxury brands that are very well known for the public in Georgia. On the first level, we have cosmetics, perfumery, accessories, and alcohol, as well as luxury watches and jewelry.
Sorry to jump in, Mr. Tornik, 2 minutes more, if it's okay.
Okay. So I will quickly go through it. Second level is the clothes for men and women, for youth. Some of the F&B offerings that we have, one of them is Beef Bar from Monaco. That is a premium luxury steakhouse chain from Monte Carlo. You can see the project. Also Angelina Cafe, that is the legendary cafe from Paris. Roberto's from Dubai, that is one of the also legendary restaurants from Dubai. Chotomate restaurant from London, that is a Nikkei cuisine, Japanese Peruvian. It's on the rooftop of one of the towers. It consists of the restaurant floor as well as lounge bar and a nightclub. Ginza Project Georgian restaurant, 1,500 square meter with a big terrace. Biggest event hall in Tbilisi with more than 5,000 square meter with 4,000 guest capacity. It's a multifunction event hall. We're planning more than 150 international events per year. We're already working with the top operators. So the configuration allows us to change from concert DJ to fashion week to sporting event to exhibitions and conferences. Cabaret nightclub. Beach club together with a Roomba lounge with Mediterranean cuisine. Roomba also is from Dubai. This development is a joint development from Orbi Group and Block Group. We are the largest real estate developers in this region, actually. We have built already more than 4 million square meters. And this is what we do basically. But the project of this scale with such an international acclaim, the operators, is the first of its nature in this part of the world. Yeah, we have international partners. So basically, each of the parts of the project were done by very well-known individuals that specialize in the respective areas, like Mark Edvent from Las Vegas, who was the developer behind New York Casino and Hotel. Bill Allen from Los Angeles, who was the CEO and chairman of Blooming Brands, one of the most well-known big restaurant hospitality groups of the world. Peter Partma, who was the chief executive officer of Tsum and in Moscow, Russia, and Mercury, who brought all the luxury brands in the respective market. And we had consultants on all each areas. This was how we basically managed to bring these international operators in one single project. In terms of progress, you can see, I mean, these are a bit outdated photos, but both towers have been completed structures. The facade on both towers have been almost finished. and simultaneously we are doing all the engineering. A lot of engineering has been already done and completed, and we're doing a lot of fit outs and interior works. All the designs have been completed, as you have seen. So we're expecting to open the project in end of 2027. So the first operational year will be full 2028. Thank you. Thank you so much. This was it from me.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Tornik. Very interesting project and very interesting team. In case you have any follow-up questions for Mr. Tornik, please feel free to contact him directly. I'm sure he will be very happy to explain you in more details about each one of the projects. But now we move on. Thank you. We move on to the panel discussion, the first and the only panel discussion of the day. Now we're going to be more talking about starting the business and how to start the business and how to push it forward. And to do so, I have three very, very interesting gentlemen with me, three musketeers from three different verticals, Mr. Denis Gavrilin, Mr. Rajan Alim, and Mr. Srečko Srđak. I will tell you a little bit about each one of them, but the most important things, we're going to have represented the fintech industry, the tax industry, and the dental medicine industry in the following panel. Now a little bit about each speaker. Mr. Denis Gavrilin, he's a co-founder and CFO of Comfy, and UAE fintech providing embedded payments and working capital to SMEs across the MENA region. So in case you're an SME today with us on the call, I believe this will be very interesting for you. Mr. Denis is a fintech executive with more than 16 years in banking and consulting. He has led Comfy through a 65 million pre-Series A round, one of the largest in the region, led by Iliad Partners. While the company was already profitable, Comfy has processed over 15,000 invoices and served more than 1,000 clients with AI-driven underwriting and B2B buy now, pay later solutions. Mr. Rajan, he's a co-founder and CEO of Techstar, an e-invoicing and tax technology provider accredited by the UAE Ministry of Finance. A qualified accountant and a 10-year Dubai resident, he's also the founder of Alpha Pro Partners, the largest Xero reseller in the GCC region. Techstar raised the 1.75 million seed round to scale ahead of the UAE mandatory e-invoicing rollout. Rajan hosts the Alphapreneurs podcast and is a well-known voice on the SME finance and compliance in the Emirates. And in the end, we have Mr. Srečko Srđak, who is a doctor of dental medicine, healthcare entrepreneur, and investor. He's built Croatia's largest premium dental clinic and co-founded Adria Dental Group, with 15 clinics and more than 750 employees, leading it to a successful private equity exit. Today, he's designing UAE Dental Group, a new dental platform for the Emirates, and an AI chairside co-pilot for dentistry alongside his luxury design venture, Grandiosa Design. Warm welcome to all three of our panelists. If I could just have Denis, Mr. Rajan, and Srečko, are you here with us?
Yeah, we are here. I'm here, actually.
Okay. So
yeah, same for me. Same for me.
Perfect. Great. Great to have you with us today. And I'm very excited to tap into your mind a little bit more for all of our conference attendance. Mr. Denis, I'm going to start with you first. So Comfy closed one of the largest pre-Series A rounds was ever raised in the region, 65 million, led by Iliad Partners, while the company was already profitable. Can you take us a bit behind the scenes? How did you came to raise 65 million that early in the stage, and what did investors need to see before writing these type of checks?
Yes, of course. Hi, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet, though through the digital channels. So answering your questions, Ida, first of all, this round, it's a mix of equity and debt, right? And we were working on this one for some time. Basically, I mean, one of the key ingredients of success was that we were growing really, really nicely for all the time. So Comfy we started distributing our products within the UAE in 2024, in January 2024. So basically, during these 2 years of a company, we were able to kind of crack the market in terms of that we understood what is needed by the SMEs in the region. We were able to build proprietary tech, which enables us to serve their needs right away. And that unlocked a very nice opportunity for us. Yeah, first of all, we were able to receive a little bit of equity from different partners. Then the Iliad led the round, which we closed basically during the conflict. And the growth that we were able to show, the numbers that we were able to show, right, they were like this basis on which we managed to do it, and which we managed to do it quite successfully.
That's amazing. Speaking of that, Mr. Rajan, the UAE has moved to the mandatory e-invoicing, and it has created a brand new market almost overnight. With Mr. Dennis, we've seen how important product market fit is, and your product, Techstar, has been one of the accredited providers ever since the regulation change. So how do you build a startup on the back of regulatory change? And how did your seed round came together? How did you see the fast opportunity with regulation change?
First and foremost, thank you very much for inviting me to this webinar. I'm super excited to meet everyone, and then I'm super excited to share my experiences and what I've done so far. By the way, my name is Rayhan. So
my apologies. I'll make sure it's Rayhan from now on.
You can call me Ray if you want. I mean, look, you're from Croatia as well, right? Croatia is also rolling out e-invoicing very, very soon as well. So e-invoicing is something that's going to happen over 90 countries over the next 5 years. So I tell you a bit. I think for the entrepreneurs here, I'll give you a bit of a backstory in terms of how I came up with this opportunity. Now, obviously, I'm an accountant, and I'm very much, I'm very intrigued in my industry, what's going on from a technology point of view, from a process point of view, and what the changes are happening constantly. So as an entrepreneur, if you're looking for a good idea, sometimes it's within yourself, sometimes it's within what you do. So if you're a marketing person, maybe there's some sort of AI idea out there that could kind of blow up, right? And for me, this idea came from my background, from the fact that I've been in the UAE for such a long time, and also because I have an interest in my background. So in terms of e-invoicing, how did that come about? Obviously, because I follow what's going on in the UAE in terms of tax, in terms of regulation, I saw straight away that e-invoicing is something that's going to happen. I knew about it 2 years ago. And so I spent a lot of time preparing the company to be ready for e-invoicing back in those days. And there's a lot of technology that needs to be prepared. There's a lot of people you need to bring into play. And so these are some of the key components when you're setting up a business. And in terms of my journey, it was a big learning curve, because I'm not a tech person, I'm an accountant at the end of the day. But as an entrepreneur, what you want to do is you want to be in a position where you're constantly learning new things, because that unlocks opportunities in the future as well. I then had to identify, one of the things about doing business in the UAE is that there's competition everywhere. Now, the beauty of being an ASP is, there's only 42 of us in the UAE serving 1 million businesses. So I was able to tap into a market where the barrier to entry is very high. And as an entrepreneur, you have to kind of be aware of what type of business you're doing to ensure you have a higher barrier, to ensure that you are successful in whatever you do out here as well. So that covers kind of that. In terms of, my journey so far and, what I'm doing, we've built our product, we're registered, we're fully approved with the Ministry of Finance, and our focus now is go to market. So our focus is, to help as many businesses as we can be ready for e-invoice, and making sure that we have a product that is user-friendly. We don't want our customers to be able to fill e-invoices. We want them to continue the normal process, but e-invoice just happens in the background.
Okay, thank you. And I have a short follow-up question, because you said like my expertise was not in tech, it was in finance. How did you find people to build the product with you on the market? The reason why I'm asking this, because we have potential other founders here who are looking into building something on the UAE market. So where did you tap in to find the right people for your team?
I mean, look, you guys are very lucky. In your area of the world, there are amazing developers and amazing software engineers, right? So I don't think you need to look far to find good talent. You can easily find very good talent, in Croatia, around not just Croatia, but in this region of the world, there are very, very, very good software engineers, marketers, technical people. So I don't think that's a problem. I think the only issue is obviously making sure once you bring in those good talent, you're aligned as a company. Everyone knows what they're doing. There is a bit of a learning curve in terms of understanding the UAE market compared to, the European market. It's a different mindset. There's different ways of doing business. Sometimes we want to get things done straight away, and in the UAE, Habibi, let's have a shisha, let's have a coffee, we'll do things later. So I think it's understanding the cultural norms. And the other thing is, obviously, the UAE is very, very diversified in terms of the different types of ethnic groups are there. How do I cater my product, my service for each type of ethnic group as well, right? Because it's not a one-size-fits-all market, and that's one of the things that we're learning, and we're trying to adapt as a business as well.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. Srečko, moving on to you. Hi and welcome. So the question is, like, you had one business, you sold it, and now you're building another one. Just to repeat, you built and exited Croatia's largest dental platform with 15 clinics, 750 plus employees. Quite big people surrounding to manage. And now you're building a UAE dental group. We know that healthcare, we know that wellness, everything is booming a lot. But why did you decide out of all of the markets, UAE is the right market for a healthcare platform of yours today? And how does it compare to Europe, where you already had experience building a business in a healthcare industry?
Yeah, I'll try to give the best answer on your questions, no matter the fact they're not very easy. First of all, thank you for inviting me on this very interesting panel, and thank you for presenting my background. So I'm not going to go again through it. I made the biggest dental group in Southeastern Europe. It's not only in Croatia, it's also in Italy, Slovenia. Now it will be also in Serbia and Bosnia. And it's really a big one. And at the end, I very often say I'm just a dentist. And the fact that I was part of this big group amazed me. And the fact that consolidation of healthcare system made such a great success is the reason why I wanted to repeat it on some other markets. Why UAE market? UAE market is very attractive because it combines population growth and strong private healthcare demand, and international talent, and the government that actively supports investment and innovations. At the same time, we noticed that the dental market and the healthcare market in general is still very fragmented. and that many successful doctor-led clinics could benefit from strong strategic support, and we know how to give that strong strategic support. Compared to Europe, well, it's a huge difference, and that's something that is very interesting for me, because we need to adapt something we did in Europe to adapt to UAE market. And there is a huge difference, of course, because the UAE market moves much faster and has more international and growth-oriented mindset. But at the end, it's not an easy market. I don't want to say that Europe is easy market, but in UAE, competition is strong, patient acquisition is very expensive, but the most important is local trust. So the UAE market success depends on real local trust, and that's something we are working on now. So I think the difference between these two markets, it's our advantage, is our strategic business flow, and we hope we'll be successful, because nowadays a lot of negotiations that we have with local dental and healthcare clinics, they appreciate something that was made in Europe and the success we did in Europe. So I hope it will be very successful.
Great. Well, we are keeping our fingers crossed for you, of course.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
And I'll come back to your to the product that you are building it. But however, Mr. Dennis, I have a question for you, because let's say the heart of your product, Confi, is buy now, pay later type of thing. How did you decide to push this as one of the core functionalities? What does this say about your customers, let's say their liquidity and the ability to grow their business? And if you can take us a little bit through how did you penetrate the market so fast with this specific product and services?
Of course, yes. That's a good question. Thank you. So basically, each and every business faces the same problem, right? You want to sell your goods, you want to sell your services, you want to penetrate the markets, but you have your counterparties. And usually with counterparties, you trade on credit terms. Practically no one ever tells you that, okay, I'll buy out from you and pay you today. Obviously, most of the B2B transactions, they're done in 30, 60 or 90 days. And that means a very, very interesting thing. So first of all, you earn the revenue, but you don't have the cash flow right away. Yeah. That's the liquidity shortage for you right away. It's like, it's a key of what we are targeting. The second big problem is not always your counterparties are good enough to pay you on time. And that's it's a very big burden, right? Again, you want to do your business. If you sell goods, you want to sell goods. You do not want to chase anyone. You do not want to call them and say like, okay, when will you pay me? I need to buy to fill the stock. Please transfer the money today. You promised me, and and so on and so on. That's a very big burden, right? So for the company that wants to grow, for the company that wants to focus on their main activity, that's something that is very, very painful, right? And so you have put two problems in one place. The first problem, you're always at the risk that there will be no liquidity and it will stop your growth. The second one is, for you to be able to have this liquidity, you need to build a separate department that will take care of this problem, right? And that's where we decided that the company would step in. Our team, we have a very good experience in different areas. For example, like one of my co-founders, he had different businesses, right? And he had a very usual, normal type businesses, like a poultry farm, right? And so this pain was very, very personal, we faced it. And myself, what I'm bringing to the table is I'm bringing a lot of knowledge in terms of finance, in terms of lending, in terms of how those products work. So were able to find the solution for the customers, for the SMEs in the market. And if you would look at the statistics, this liquidity problem, right, gives you a very big underserved chunk of the market. It's small and medium enterprises. Those are the guys who are driving the economy forward, right? Those are the guys who are making our days a little bit easier. And we decided to target those, right? So what we do at Comfy is we enable you basically with the revenue from day one, right? If you have invoices that are to be paid in some time in the future, we will allow you to have the revenue for them right away, right, today. In that sense, this was kind of a breakthrough, right? Why, you ask, why focus on BNPL? Now we have several products. It's not only BNPL. We have BNPL, invoice discounting, and basically the big idea was that we saw the opportunity. We saw that in the B2C place, right? Tabi and Tamara, they're huge in the UAE market. And the first idea was that, you know what, we know how to do it. We will do the same quality of services, right? We will tackle the same product, but we will tackle it into B2B space, right? And basically everything else that we've done, we were just covering this huge problem for the market. If you look at the statistics that SMEs in UAE and in KSA together, there's a two big market in the MENA regions, they're underserved at around $130 billion. It's a huge market, it's a huge amount. And when we met, each and every one of us, we thought that we can make, and for example, if you're in SME business, right, for you, the path to go and receive the loan for your company is not that straightforward. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, right? You need to gather a lot of documents. You need for your business to be in the market for at least 3 years, and so on and so on and so on. And when you're a small guy, when you are selling flowers, right, or I don't know, making or roasting beans for the coffee, that's painful, right? Waiting for this liquidity gap to close for several weeks or months is very, very painful. And keeping that in mind, we designed our product in a way that, first of all, we serve basically each and every company. You never need to be big enough for us to be put on our map and for us to serve you, right? If you have even small invoices, we can unlock your revenues right away. So we work with very small companies. We work with companies who are basically 1 year in the market. Maybe sometimes we work with companies who are less than a year in the market, right? We work with the companies with very small revenues because we understand that that's where the support is needed, right? The second idea is that we're very, very heavy, very light, in terms of the documentation that you need to have on you to be able to use a product. Our onboarding is super light. It requires only 4 documents. And basically, one of them is your ID, the other one is your trade license, memorandum of association of your company, and then your bank account. Right? That's all that you need. If you have a company that were established and you have opened your bank account, you automatically is good enough for us to be able to serve you. And we're very, very fast. Like literally, we can assign a limit for the customer within 15 minutes tops. Sometimes even faster. So we just upload it on our website, all the documents that we need, and we're able to serve you, and we're able to provide you with the revenues. So that was the key ingredient of our success, right? That we serve each and every one. We're very light. we're very comfortable for the companies, and they do really need it because they do not need to grow to be big enough for someone to notice them, because they're us who can help them to grow.
Got it. Yeah, no wonder why you are growing so fast then. Quick follow-up question. In the last couple of months, due to the situation with Strait of Hormuz and everything, have you noticed any sort of changes in demand of these companies, or their liquidity, or the deadlines for the payment? Is there any sort of insight you could give to the others who are like growing their companies in the Emirates, what they can expect?
Yeah, of course, all this situation with the Strait of Hormuz was very unfortunate for each and everyone, right? No one could see it coming, and basically those were hard times, but I'm happy to say, and we have a lot of customers, right, in SME space, that the economy is very strong. Right, and that was a very good thing for us to understand that everyone in the UAE stood tall during those events, and there were certain programs from the government that support businesses. Right, we trying to support businesses, and so couple of months, the first months, they were not. I think everyone was trying to understand what's happening, how the things would unravel. Right, but what we see, for example, starting from, I would say, April or May, we see very good results. Yes, of course, companies do have demands. Of course, they need certain support in terms of liquidity, but from what we see from our perspective, that economy is growing back and with a really nice tempo. We still looking forward in terms of that it is a start of 1st September is obviously the start of a school season. So everyone will flew into the country to put their kids in schools, right? They come back from all the holidays and everything. That's a huge driver for the economy, obviously. The second one is that a sweet season in the UAE should start basically in October, right? With a lot of story, and what we expect in it, what we see from different, basically from different points of view, from different intelligence that they gather, that basically international view on the Emirates is as the place of tourism hasn't budged. Right, so a lot of people from a lot of countries, they are actively looking at the opportunities to come to the UAE to spend holidays, to spend their vacation as before. Obviously, expecting that there would be some discounts and everything, but generally, everyone is expecting the tourists to come back, and everyone is expecting economy to basically get back to the previous numbers by the end of the year and grow afterwards. And that's what we see from the demand, right? For example, with our business, we are growing really nicely since April, almost doubling for what we have in terms of the size of the market since April. So it's a very good time for us. From our end, we're hoping that we are able to support each and every one that needs the liquidity, right? And in terms of defaults on the market, I would also say that, yeah, there were some issues, I mean, at the start of the conflict, right? But we see a lot of remediation in the recent months. We see that basically everyone's getting back on track, I would say. Of course, results can differ from company to company per se, but if we have a very broad view, if we look at the industrial level, if we look at the economy level, then yes, of course, I would say that it grows back really, really nice.
So the outlook is positive.
My personal outlook, yes, is moderately positive. Yeah.
Right. Okay, and once the companies start growing and the more they grow, the more important both accounting and tax and compliance topics are. Mr. Ray, a question for you. From Alpha Pro Partners to Techstar, by the way, I love the name Techstar, it's really cool. You have served thousands of SMEs in the UAE. What do European founders most often get wrong about tax, accounting, and compliance when they set up in the Emirates?
Thank you for that compliment. I mean, I don't think it's a European thing. I think it's just entrepreneurs themselves. They don't like tax. They don't like compliance. Obviously, they want to know how to save tax. The most important thing is to find a good trusted advisor, someone that you can trust, someone who's looking after, you know, your books and your process as well. Because you as an entrepreneur, you're not going to be able to keep up to date with all of the changes that are happening with corporation tax, with VAT, with you know, e-invoice. It's overwhelming. If it's overwhelming for accountants, it's going to be very, very difficult for entrepreneurs to keep on top of what's going on as well. Now, the only silver lining is some of the rules are very similar to Europe, right? So, for example, in Europe, you have a unified VAT rules, which is very much similar to what the UAE has. The UAE's VAT was modeled on the UK tax system, right? In terms of corporation tax, the UAE is a signatory of the OECD. So the OECD is the body that kind of tries to make as many compatibilities in tax across different regions. So a lot of the rules that you are adhering to in Europe would be similar to the UAE as well. I think some of the blind spots would be, you know, things like a double taxation treaty. So if you've got a company in, you know, Croatia and you've got a company in the UAE, maybe you want to make some transactions between the two companies. And in some situations you can, in some situations you can't, because you don't have a double taxation treaty. And what that basically means is you don't want to be taxed twice in both countries. So I think the key thing is, before you come and set up, make sure that you understand how you can be tax efficient. We're not telling you to avoid tax, we're telling you to be tax efficient. So what do I need to do in my home country versus the UAE to ensure that I make the most of what of my expenses? So one classic example is, you asked me the question about developers, right? And I told you there's amazing developers in, you know, in Croatia, in the surrounding countries as well. Maybe you have your tech team, you know, in Croatia, but your revenue is coming in from the UAE, right? So how much do you recharge that cost to the UAE? Is it tax efficient? Maybe you want to hire them as freelancers from your UAE company rather than just hiring them full-time in Croatia, for example. So there's lots of these different scenarios that you want to get on top of. And then once you're clear in terms of your strategy, then you need someone who looks after your books and looks after the filings to ensure that everything's adhered to in the most, you know, compliant and tax efficient way.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and I believe you've answered quite a lot of the questions that the company owners have here today. Technology is obviously a very important part, enablement tool when building a business. Srećko, you have built quite a business with physical locations, everything online, human touch, and now you did a little bit of 180 degrees twist, and your new company is heavily AI reliant. Like, tell us a little bit more about that. How did you decide to go in that direction, and what are your experiences for now on how you are utilizing tech like AI to support a quite traditional type of business, which is dentistry and dental medicine? You're on mute, so please unmute yourself first.
Sorry. Thank you for your question. Well, first of all, I want to say that AI is amazing me for a long time, and I would like to share some things that we are working on right now, and maybe there you'll find some answers on the question you gave me. So we made Faureni's chair-side Copilot. It's actually my second parallel project in the UAE. Alongside UAE Dental Group, we are developing this dental chair-side Copilot as a separate seed stage startup, and we already have MVP ready. We are MVP ready. And these two ventures are distinct but fully complementary. One builds a healthcare platform while the other builds clinical technology for everyday dental practice. The AI product began with a very practical question. What could genuinely help every dentist, actually every healthcare specialist, every day, every hour with every patient? And dentists and all other healthcare specialists are constantly, they have to combine medical history, clinical findings, imaging, treatment options, some the risks documentations, and at the end, patient expectation. And they're very often under significant time pressure. And what we're missing was an intelligent clinical partner that could organize all these information and support our thinking and improve patient communications, while the most important thing is to leave a final clinical decision to the doctor. That's very important because doctors don't want that AI is the main person in the room in the dental office. And the most important thing is that it was designed from the inside of dental clinic. From my long time experience, almost 20 years experience in dental offices, dental clinics. And it's not first as just technology looking for a healthcare problem. And we are now preparing to bring the product to the market. And the UAE, we think, is an excellent environment in which we can validate and scale it, because the market combines an advanced healthcare system with a strong, of course, appetite for all kind of innovations and investments. And we think that it can really help everyday life for dentists, in the future for all healthcare specialists, because I'm now talking as a healthcare specialist, as a dentist, as a doctor, we always want to make the best possible decision for our patients. Very often we don't want just to sell teeth or to sell health. We want to really help people improve their smiles, their health, and so on. And I think AI can help that a lot, because all of us are using AI technology for a long time. But what is missing is specialized AI tools for a specialized part of healthcare in general. And with that Copilot, we think we are on the best way to help doctors in their everyday life.
So AI is moving from more general into the more specialist, right?
More specialized, yeah. That's the future of AI, definitely.
Okay, and we are looking forward to see how you enable dentistry to implement it in the most proper way. Thank you, Srećko. We have around 6-7 minutes more for the panel. So I have the last question, and which I would like to ask all of our panelists. Please, if you can answer in, let's say, up to 2 minutes, that would be amazing. And the question is, because you all have a lot of experience building businesses, raising capital, going cross borders, etc. If you could give just like one piece of advice to a founders here watching us about launching and doing business in the UAE, what would that advice be? Maybe Dennis, we can start with you.
I would say the best advice would be do the business in Dubai and in the Emirates. It's a very great location. It's a very good opportunity to do a business in here. As was said by Ryan, that's a unique place where basically you have a very good legislation, where you have support from the government, where plus the market itself is really nice and it's growing, and you always can come up with a good idea and to find a place in this market. Besides that, I would say that if you're a founder of the business, obviously that's not a very easy path. So to each and everyone, like the biggest advice from my side would always be to have faith in what you do, and to basically to always try to have as much fun from this as you can, because I believe each and everyone's doing business what they love. At least that's what we do in Comfy, and you will not sleep at the night, but you will be having a lot of thoughts about the best thing that you're doing right now. So yeah, it's a tough one to do business, but it's very adventurous and it's very interesting. So come to the UAE, very nice market, do your business, and good luck to you all.
Habibi, come to Dubai, huh?
Yes, of course.
Great, thank you. Ray?
Obviously, I fully agree with what Dennis has mentioned about enjoying the journey. It's really important as an entrepreneur. If you don't enjoy what you do, then you're gonna hate your business. The two pieces of advice I would give is, number one, do not underestimate where your opportunity will come from. Sometimes we meet businesses that they're making 100 million dirhams of revenue. There's only like 5 people, right? So do not underestimate. And sometimes you meet someone who's very wealthy and they dress like a tramp, basically, right? So do not underestimate where you find your business from out here. The second piece of advice is Dubai is fast-paced, right? It's super fast. And it's not for the faint-hearted, but so long as you are able to keep your sanity and keep abreast with what's going on from a pace point of view, you'll be successful. I mean, come September, the amount of events that are going to happen in Dubai is crazy. Like, you could probably do an event every day and probably end up meeting in Q4 maybe 1,000 people, and your whole business model was done, right? So yeah, just be prepared for the fast pace come September.
Great points. I hope everybody's recharged over the summer. And Srečko, from your side, what would you recommend everybody?
Well, my advice would be, do not treat the UAE just as an export market. Treat it as a market in which you need to become local, and that's very important. It's very important to be present, and locals must trust you. And I get a lot of questions every day from my colleagues, what to do, how to approach to the market. And I very often say that coming to Dubai several times a year, attending these events in September, and just collecting contacts, it's not a market entry strategy. So you need to spend more time in Dubai. You need to understand how decisions over there are made. And you have to adapt your offer at the end to build genuine relationships and demonstrate long-term commitment to that area. And the UAE offers enormous opportunities, but how to say that it quickly distinguish between people who are just exploring market and people who are genuinely building in it. And that's very important to be aware of that. And do not come to Dubai just to sell a product and expect that you'll be successful. You have to be prepared to stay, adapt, and then build continuously.
Thank you. Excellent advices. With that, we're going to close our panel for today. Dennis, Ray, Srećko, thank you very much for being a part of this panel and sharing your very valuable insights with the rest of us. And now we will move on to the next presentation. Navar, if you may share the screen. We started talking about medical a little bit now with Srećko, and now we will continue with this topic with a presentation from Aliona Zaleskaya, who will tell us a bit more about healthcare beyond borders and how to discover more medical tourism in Belarus. But before we go into that, a quick intro about Aliona. She's a board director at EurAsia Gulf and an award-winning media professional based in the UAE. She's also a co-founder of an all-women production company, host of business programs including Blockchain Coffee Talks, and a frequent MC at major business events across the Emirates. She's recognized with the UAE Media Influencer Award, and she works at the intersection of media, business diplomacy, and cross-border initiatives. Today, she will take us across borders, as I already said, and she'll present us the opportunities for the medical tourism in Belarus. Aliona, welcome. Are you with us?
Yes, Ida, thank you so much for a wonderful introduction.
Thank you. The stage is yours, and feel free to share your presentation.
Thank you. I'm normally on the other side presenting.
I know.
Yeah.
I used to seeing you on the other side as well. But now we look forward to hearing your insights.
Thank you. Will do my best, and let me share the screen. All right. Do you see my presentation? Is it here?
It's here only if you can put it maybe on full screen, but this is good as it is already.
Okay. All right. I believe now it should be full screen, correct?
Yep.
Right. And welcome to Belarus. So when people ask me what's Belarus famous for, I usually respond, women and potatoes. But jokes aside, we are really good in the number of the industries, and the one I would like to focus on more today is the healthcare, because I have a feeling that during very, very long time, we were little bit hidden on the sides and in the shades, especially with the medical field and medical tourism. So it's time to come out of the shade. It's time to come to the international arena, because if we look to the numbers that are truly growing for the past few years, since 2024, and I believe like when especially the easing the visa requirements started for the Belarus and visiting Belarus, we first of all have a growing number of visitors, tourists, or even residents who moved there. Of course, the numbers of the patients who started to use the medical facilities in Belarus started to grow as well. And the data for 2024, 160,000 of people, which the numbers nowadays, of course, are growing as, okay, up, ew, and I'm going on the next one, yes. So as the numbers keep on growing around 20% per year. And the main question, of course, if we look at the international arena that's proposed and advice on where to go for the medical purposes, and Belarus is not listed there yet, the main question will come there, why to choose Belarus? What's there is competitive to the well-known medical facilities in the world. And You can see it on the screen. I will just quickly name it. So, of course, the balanced proportion of the safe pain and international patients. And we offer them the specialized national medical and scientific centers, experienced physicians and multidisciplinary clinical teams, modern diagnostics and treatment technologies. I will slightly focus on that truly we have all the advanced equipment and technology presented in the medical centers in Belarus. Competitive treatment costs for many procedures, that's where we can come as the winners or in the first three in terms of comparing to any other famous place in the world, which are well known. But the price is always something that might stop people from going to that direction and destination. And Belarus in that regards can really, really offer something very affordable, but not lessen the quality. Timely access to diagnostics and planned treatment, again, because it's not yet overwhelmed with the number of patients. So, of course, you will avoid to have the more of the queues or waiting time. And the bonus on the top of that is that treatment can be combined with rehabilitation and wellness. And I can talk for hours about the beautiful scenery wellness centers, which are located mainly a little bit outside of the major cities, in the forest, by the lakes, by the rivers. But until you are there and witness with your own eyes, you will understand that after any of the medical treatments, you need to go for the wellness and rehabilitation, or even though that if you're healthy, you need just to go to experience the spas and wellness centers in Belarus. I don't know if we can compete with Croatia about the beauty and scenery, I'm sure, but as we're focusing on the GCC patients or for people who live outside of their own countries, like for me as Belarusian, whenever I go and travel to Belarus, and I forget how the skies are blue, how the trees are green, how the air is fresh. So you're missing that. So definitely that's the point to focus as well if you live somewhere in GCC. Okay, let me go to the next one. If we look at the variety of the specialties that we can offer, of course, oncology, transplantation, orthopedics and traumatology, dentistry, cardiology and cardiac surgery, neurology and neurosurgery, ophthalmology and rehabilitation. And I've spent almost 2 months in the beginning of summer in Belarus, and parts of what I was doing there, of course, visiting our partners, because we have the contracts with more than 20 medical facilities now in Belarus. And we had meetings and meetups and interviews with the medical centers who gave us the inside overview. It was truly fascinating experience, and if you will follow us on social media, we will be posting more from the inside how it was, because it was even a little bit unexpected journey, which says a lot about also the hospitality of Belarusian people, whether it comes just a friendly visit or the work visits into the medical facility, where they will give you not just the overview of how the center works, what's the equipment are there, what technology they're using, which kind of doctors they have, but they will give you a true insight. And I will add a slight story on that, because definitely you can see the just the data on the screen. But what's amazed me the most, one of the visits, it was the cardiology and cardiac surgery center, and there they give us the insights and tour into the room, the operating theater, where was happening the heart surgery at that time. So that's where we were performing the interview, while the main surgeon was continuing his daily job. And not that was the most fascinating part, but the story that he was telling at that time. He was talking about the recent case that that was like truly unusual case where the young woman who was pregnant required a heart surgery, and it was quite urgent. And as you can imagine, that even those who are far from the medical sector, everyone will understand that the main contradictions on the 99.9% of the medication is pregnancy. So everyone, all the doctors were telling her that there is no way we can keep you both. So in order to perform the surgery, you can't keep the baby. At the center, the Cardiology and Cardiac Surgery Center, who is our partner, they, after very, very long time of consiliums and discussions, they decided we're going to take that risk. We're going to perform the surgery. So now the young lady with the baby, who is very healthy, have a lot of aunties and uncles from the medical team of that center. So I believe that says a lot about how truly the approach of the doctors there in Belarus by those kinds of stories. And as I mentioned, it's...
Sorry to jump in, 1.5 minutes left.
All right, I will try to be short and sharp. Thank you, Ida. So yes, as I said, it's about the wellness and rehabilitation. It's something that you can combine with the treatments. And again, at the numbers, 287 sanatoriums, resorts, and wellness institutions. So whether you come just for the treatment or for the wellness, or you can combine that both. And I will just again talk here on the slide story or the personal examples, because of course we can talk about the quality, value, access, recovery, personalization, and choice. But the main thing, as I'm not the business development manager, so I focus more on the real stories from the real people as the journalist mainly. And my personal examples that my father he had a prostate cancer removed successfully. Hip replacement was done more than 10 years ago. And at that time, the technology was even a little bit less advanced. Successfully, no issues, touch the wood, everything. And the final one is that almost a year ago, and funny enough, during the time of our first Balkan Business Forum, my mom had a heart surgery, the same one that I witnessed recently how it's performed. So that's just my personal examples. I have the millions of the friends and families who've done during the years different surgeries in different facilities. So I believe that says a lot about the personalization, access and value and recovery and everything what Belarus can offer. And just to end up how the process is happening for the patients who will be coming from the GCC, starting from the inquiry, depending on what's your case, we will review, our team will review that. We'll help you with the hospital selection and the treatment plan. Then we will arrange everything from A to Z with the travel, visa arrangements, with the supports with the language. Then you will go for your main treatments, then you stay for recovery, follow-up, and happily renewed, recovered, coming back to Dubai or any of the GCC country that you are based in. So yes, our focus mainly on the GCC.
Sorry, Aliona, but can you just wrap up because we are past the time?
Yeah. So as you can see, absolutely. UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, and Oman, main focus, but not limited. So welcome to Belarus.
Thank you so much. This was a very interesting presentation. And in general, it's not about the place itself, it's about the service and what you can get. So thank you for outlining that. moving on to our first from the last speaker. We have had so many questions in the last couple of months. What is happening with the real estate? Is it a good time to buy? Should we sell? Should we rent? What to do with the real estate? And I think we have the right person with us today, Mr. Inayat Bastani. Mr. Inayat is a Dubai-based real estate investment specialist focused on luxury and investment properties across the Emirates. He advises international investors, family offices, and end users of Dubai market with deep expertise in prime residential communities and off-plan investment. And we know that off-plan is like very, very popular way on how to invest into the real estate in Dubai. His presentation now will make the investment case for Dubai, why the market has proven so resilient ever since 2020 and Corona times, and how wealth migration and population growth keep it going forward. So, Mr. Inayat, welcome, and the stage is yours. Feel free to share the presentation if you want.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you, Croatia. How are you? I'm going to share my PDF files to make it faster and it will be more precise. Okay, can you see this?
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay, so we are going to discuss about Dubai as a market and the UAE as a country, that how the wealth is flowing into this country, especially in Dubai. For myself, my name is Inayat Bastani. I work with Driven Properties in the market since last 2013. I'm moreover as a private client advisor. I look after for family offices and international high net worth individuals to park their investments and to manage their investments in Dubai real estate. Driven Properties is established in 2012. We are the only company in the UAE which is invitation-based member of Forbes Global Properties. We have sold almost 120 billion since 2012 and 20,000 plus properties across all the segments. More than 3,000 transactions is above 10 million ticket price for the property. So we have a special mandate with the family offices and high net worth individuals to access off the market properties in Dubai, because there are many properties which never comes online. It always sold silently and discreetly. To start with the today's transaction, because now there are a lot of noise in the market that where Dubai real estate market will head since there's a conflict and there was so much tension in the region. So this is one of the biggest proof. Dubai real estate records AED 7.1 billion transactions, around 3,098 deals in the August 17 to 21. Like in only 1 week, this is a transaction of 7.11 billion. Compared to the previous week, August 10 to 14, sale transaction value increased by 760 million. This is only 1 week increase. And sales transaction count rose by 248 transactions. Off-plan value increased by 460 million, while ready property value increased by 300 million. Now, why Dubai? Why people are moving to Dubai? Why people want to invest in Dubai? From which other destinations we should compare Dubai when it comes to buy a home or a secondary home or the holiday home? So among the least expensive prime cities, we are comparing with Hong Kong, New York, London, Paris, Sydney, Singapore, Seoul. Dubai is almost half in terms of per square feet price compared to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is 3,730 dirhams per square feet, whereas Dubai, with a similar infrastructure, similar lifestyle, it's at 1,170 dirhams per square feet. So you see it's a 50% half in terms of pricing compared to the cities which is equivalent in the lifestyle as Dubai. So that is one of the reasons that why people are investing in Dubai from all across the world. Now let's discuss about the numbers, that like if any investors wants to buy a property in Dubai, how he can compare with other cities in terms of number. So if you notice here, in Dubai, property tax is 0. Capital tax is 0. Whereas compared to London, London is 28% capital gain tax. And you have a property tax of 2%, stamp duty is 12%, whereas we are at 4%. New York is 34%. Singapore capital gain tax is 32%. So with a similar lifestyle, similar infrastructure, we are almost zero compared to all these cities. Now, when we discuss about the rental income, the ROI, Dubai is 6.5% to 7% gross. Compared to London, New York, Paris, and Singapore, it's double in terms of rental yields and estimated ROI. But it depends that in which location you're buying and which community you're looking forward. Now let's talk about the institutions, where the institutions are heading, why they want to invest in Dubai. So in last 3 years, if you see the global confidence in UAE real estate, major institutional investors, including Brookfield, Apollo, and Temasek-backed Mapletree, have committed 18.3 billion into the UAE market in Dubai, reflecting strong international confidence in the UAE real estate fundamentals. So we are talking about the fundamentals, not hype, not headlines. This is the fundamentals, and this is where the institutions are investing. Long-term capital inflows supporting support. These strategic investments spans in offices, hospitality, logistics, education, co-living, validating UAE appeal across asset classes and reinforcing sustained capital growth in the sector. We have read many times in the news that there are so many millionaires moving to Dubai. So this is where the number stands at. UAE is 9,800 millionaires, followed by USA, Italy, Switzerland, Saudi Arabia. Dubai is a magnet for global wealth. Dubai continues to attract 9,000 plus millionaires and rising number of billionaires annually, driven by 0% personal use income tax, luxury lifestyle, and unmatched investment opportunities. Now, if there's an investment into the real estate, there has to be people living into the property. Otherwise, it's going to be a ghost house. So when we see the population by 2020 up to Q1 2025, 2020 was 3.41 million, and 2025 is 3.92 million, only Dubai. Steady population growth sustains real estate demand. Dubai's population grew 15% from 3.4 million in 2020 to 3.92 million in Q1 2025. Supported by investor-friendly policies such as golden visa, extra protections, tax efficiency, driving the sustained demand across both rental and ownership markets. Growing residence base and urban growth tendencies, with Dubai population over 3.9 million and growing at 3%, and is increasingly focused on locations, supporting strong property performance and long-term investment stability. Compared to 2020 to 2025, how the growth was happening. It was boom and bust, or it was a steady growth. This is very important for any investor or even an individual who wants to buy a home, but they're still confused. They should enter now or they should not enter now into the market. So if you see in 2020, the deals was 175 billion in 2020, 300 billion in 2021, 528 billion in 2022, 634 billion in 2023, 761 billion in 2024. So you see always the numbers are almost getting double, and 970 billion in 2025. That is 5.2 times by value over 5 years. So the market grew on participation as much as on price. Now, during the conflict, where the market stands, that's the real deal, right? This is where people understand they should get entered into the market or no. So if we see the deals over here compared to the March, which was 5.9% less than January and February, then it reduced to minus 1.9%. Then in May is minus 10%. Until in July, it became minus 0.3%. So that means the transaction has been increased during this time. And recently I've shared the last week transaction report, which clearly says that where market is heading now, post-conflict. Set record of 525 billion. On DLD monthly figures, value then fell from 72 billion in January to about 33 billion. What is IMF review on it? The IMF found prices broadly at above 2025 levels. So that means at this level also, we are above 2025 pricings. In this situation also, it expects
Mr.
UAE
Imanik,
GDP.
1.5 minutes left. 1.5
Yeah.
minutes left. Thank you.
So it expects UAE GDP slightly lower in 2026 with a rebound later in the year. Now, this is our exclusive projects. In case if someone is looking for a ready property for themselves in the prime location, we have acquired 3 buildings in Dubai Water Canal, which is by Medan. It's a brand new property. We have our own building in City Walk, which is ready by 2017, which is called as an Old City Walk. And then we are acquiring new assets on Dubai Water Canal with H&H called Eden Park House. It's a luxurious apartments of 2 and 3 bedrooms. So this is our own project in case if someone is looking for their own home, centrally located, this is what we have. So yeah, thank you so much for the presentation and looking forward to meet you all very soon.
Thank you so much. And this was perfect on time. Thank you for these insights because we were getting a lot of questions. So it's really useful to have it from the first hand. And now we're going to move into the last presentation of the day. And we're going to talk about how to unlock new business opportunities in the Middle East. And to do so, we would like to welcome Mr. Kevin Fernandez, who is the head of value-added services at UAQ Plus, the business services platform of the Al Quwain Free Trade Zone. Mr. Kevin helps international companies land and scale in the UAE, from licensing, structuring, banking, residency, growth support, and works daily with the SMEs entering the Emirates. So basically everything you need to enter the market. Mr. Kevin's presentation will show us how companies from different areas can use the UAE as their gateway to the wider Middle East. Mr. Kevin, welcome and thank you for being with us. The stage is yours and feel free to share your presentation if you want.
Thank you. Thank you, Ida. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll just share my screen.
Okay, we see your screen.
Great.
Perfect.
Great. Well, it was very interesting few presentations. I believe everyone's been to the UAE at least once, visited Dubai, probably more than once. I'm just here to give a general overview of the UAE, how the incorporation system works here, what are the different routes one can set up a company, and what the journey typically looks like. So with that, the first reason is a lot of people, when we travel, ask us why the UAE, what makes it special. Most of the common answers you get to that is the tax ecosystem. But I'm here just to elaborate on a few other things that make the UAE unique. And one of the things is its location. So it's around an 8 hours flight approximately that you could be in most European countries and most Asian countries. And that itself gives you a lot of location benefits, easy travel, easy to meetings, fly down to a country, be back within a couple of days. It just makes a lot of business sense. The UAE as a whole is comprised of 7 different emirates. The most famous one being Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is the capital of the UAE. I work with the UAQ government, the Al Quwain government. We're one of the 7 emirates that form the United Arab Emirates. So 10 years ago, the UAE's business landscape would look predominantly determined by oil revenues and fuel revenues and anything related to energy and gas. But that has changed a lot in the last 10 years, especially. There are a lot more industries established in the UAE. We have a huge list of commodities, but we also have a strong vehicle automobiles market, a huge line of perfumery and cosmetics companies that have been incorporated in the UAE. So as you can see, this is now steering away from just a one-dimensional economy, and it's multifaceted in many ways now. One of the common things you hear usually about UAE is the quality of life. The UAE has world-class infrastructure across. Dubai, especially with its ease of moving around with the metro system. There is also an upcoming rail that has been announced. Extension has been announced. It's already running at the moment. This provides quality of life across the United Arab Emirates. You have one of the safest countries in the world. I believe the last report we had was up 99% people feel safe in the UAE. In the UAE, you could set up a company in different ways. I'm going to touch predominantly two ways that you could set up a company with. One is considered a free zone establishment, and the other one is considered as a mainland business setup. With the free zone, it's a pre-demarked area where you have 100% ownership, primarily across different activities. In the mainland, you have a lot of activities that allow 100% ownership, but there are still a handful of activities that require having a local Emirati partner involved. This list has been reduced greatly over the last 3 years. Previously, it used to you had to have a local Emirati in any business that you would set up, but that has changed. That has now come down to just a handful of activities which require a local partner. Everything else is allowed 100% ownership to foreign expats. This change itself has seen a lot of breakthrough coming in because it was traditionally run for a long time since inception of the UAE. And for the UAE to change these laws now to favor ownership of expats, it shows that they're business front in this case. A little bit about the Quwain Free Trade Zone. So as I was explaining, there are different free zones that you could set up your company in. Quwain Free Zone is one of them. Now, what a free zone does is it provides you that stepping stone in case you would like to explore the market, just be there, but not commit to huge costs in the beginning because you're not certain about the business environment. So free zone environments usually work well when you're just testing the product, testing the marketing of the product. So if it's a 5-year strategy, the first 2-3 years would be much more economical in a free zone setup. Within a free zone setup, you could license yourself for any activity. I've just listed 4 here, but it could be different variants that you're licensed for. It does add certain limitations to your business when you are in a free zone because you would be testing the waters with that corporate setup. So you'd be limited to the number of people you could hire. You would be limited to the size of offices you could take, and this option should only be used if someone's just testing the market in the beginning and testing their product go-to-market strategy. At Quwain Free Zone and most of the other free zones, we follow the UAE's vision of a digitally remote system, making it easy for the foreign investor to have a license and be set up within a matter of 1 to 3 days. So all the free zones here offer a complete digital approach. You could set up a business remotely, have your license issued, and then work towards getting your residency permit. A residency permit is required to live in the UAE long term. It also makes sense to have a residency permit and live in the UAE long term because you have certain double taxation treaties that you benefit from, provided your country is a partner of one of those treaties signed with the UAE. One unique proposition to Al Quwain Free Zone, or where we specialize, is we lease land for factories to build their custom facilities. Now, Al Quwain has a unique proposition where it's 30 to 40 minutes drive away from Dubai. We still have access to the Sharjah International Airport. We have Dubai International Airport. We have our own seaport, which is 20 minutes away. So for a manufacturing company to be outside the mainland makes a lot more sense. Just because of the economies of scale, they have large employee bases. So to provide accommodation for them and logistical incentives, it makes more sense to be a little bit away from the mainland. And Al Quwain benefits from these customers the most.
1.5 minutes left.
So currently we have about 12,000 business companies registered with us. We've been incorporated, we've been in effect since 1986 by royal decree. We are home to around 150 plus different nationalities. And when I was talking about the activities, you could choose over 2,000 different activities to register your company with. In addition to this, we not only support the business with the initial license registration, we also have different handholding service, after-sales service, where we help them with their tax registration, the visas of their families, and also in case if they need assistance with insurance or bank account opening as well. The UAE provides additional incentives to companies which manufacture their product in the UAE. You have the right to market. If you manufacture in the UAE, you get a lot of government contracts and government subsidies, port exemptions, duty exemptions for companies who meet the requirement of making the product in the United Arab Emirates. Thank you. With that, I'd like to end. Yeah, over to you, Ida.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kevin. If there's any questions from anybody, please make sure to contact Mr. Kevin directly. And with that, we come to the end of today's agenda. I would like to use the opportunity to thank all of our presenters, speakers, and panelists for enriching this day with their valuable insights. And before we close the call, I would like to invite Neven and Dr. Usama to give us some closing remarks and some information for the upcoming events, both online and offline. Neven, over to you.
Thank you, Ida. Thank you to all participants, panelists, and speakers. I hope you found these discussions useful and made a few connections along the way. So exactly 1 month from now, on 24 September, we will meet in Dubai for the second Eurasian Balkan Business Forum at Grand Plaza Movenpick Media City. Registrations are open and I will be happy to see many of you there in person. Thank you again and see you in Dubai.
Thank you, Neven. Dr. Usama, a couple of last words from you as well before we close.
Yeah, thank you all. Thank you, Neven. I will add one thing to what Neven mentioned. We are still accepting any sponsorships or exhibiting opportunities there. We have some of them, not much, but as for exhibiting, we do have. If somebody also interested in sponsoring the event or speaking at the event, let us know. The other thing, very short announcement, we did it actually a few days back. That's something very new for us at EurAsia Gulf. That is Innovation Hub. We are now involved in an innovation hub. We are doing it along with one local university here in Dubai. So we have a monthly program over weekends the good thing about it is not to prepare startups only to be successful in the market. It also provide accessibility to our network as Eurasia Gulf. And I would say in November, we will have our first pitching event happening in Dubai. Thank you so much for everyone. Thank you, Ida. And we look forward to meet you next month. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Usama. And with that, we close today's conference. I would like to thank everybody who stayed with us until the end, who participated, who contributed. If you want to speak to any of the presenters, feel free to contact them on their LinkedIn or anywhere. And hope to see you soon. Enjoy your Monday, wherever you are. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.